The conflict between the United States and Iran did not start suddenly. It developed over many decades because of political decisions, revolutions, regional power struggles, and mistrust. Below is the full history explained clearly in English. 1. The beginning of tension, 1953 coup. The roots of the conflict go back to 1953. Iran had a democratically elected prime minister named Mohammad Mossadegh. He decided to nationalize Iran's oil industry, which had been controlled mainly by British companies. This decision worried Western countries because they feared losing control of oil resources and influence in the region. The United States and the United Kingdom supported a plan to remove Mossadegh from power. A secret operation helped organize protests and political pressure that resulted in a coup. After this, Mossadegh was removed. Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi became the powerful ruler of Iran. The Shah became a close ally of the United States. Many Iranians later believed that the US had interfered in their democracy. 2. The rule of the Shah, 1953 to 1979. During the Shah's rule, Iran became very close to the United States. The Shah modernized the country with Western-style reforms. However, his government was authoritarian and political opposition was suppressed. His intelligence agency, known as SAVAK, was accused of torturing political opponents. Many religious leaders and ordinary citizens became angry because they believed Western culture was replacing traditional Islamic values. Wealth was unevenly distributed. Political freedom was limited. These tensions slowly built up toward revolution. 3. The Iranian Revolution, 1979. In 1979, a massive revolution took place in Iran. Millions of people protested against the Shah's government. Eventually, the Shah fled the country. A religious leader named Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile and established the Islamic Republic of Iran. The new government had a very different ideology. It strongly opposed Western influence. It viewed the United States as a supporter of the former dictatorship. This completely changed Iran's relationship with America. 4. The U.S. Embassy hostage crisis, 1979 to 1981. Soon after the revolution, a major event happened. Iranian revolutionary students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They took 66 American diplomats and staff hostage. 52 of them were held for 444 days. The crisis became a huge political issue in the United States. Because of this event, the U.S. cut diplomatic relations with Iran. Economic sanctions were placed on Iran. Trust between the two countries was destroyed. 5. Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988. In 1980, Iraq's leader Saddam Hussein invaded Iran. The war lasted 8 years and caused massive destruction. During this war, the United States indirectly supported Iraq. The U.S. feared Iran's revolutionary government could spread its influence across the Middle East. There were also military confrontations between the U.S. and Iran in the Persian Gulf. In 1988, a U.S. warship mistakenly shot down an Iranian passenger airplane, killing 290 people, which increased anger in Iran. 6. Continued hostility and sanctions, 1990s, 2000s. After the war, the U.S. accused Iran of supporting militant groups in the Middle East. Iran accused the U.S. of trying to weaken its government. Because of these accusations, the United States continued economic sanctions to pressure Iran. These sanctions limited Iran's ability to trade and affected its economy. 7. Iran's nuclear program. Another major issue is Iran's nuclear program. Iran says its nuclear program is for energy production, scientific research. However, the United States and some other countries fear Iran might develop nuclear weapons. Because of this fear, the U.S. and other nations increased sanctions on Iran. Negotiations began to limit Iran's nuclear activities. 8. The nuclear deal, 2015. In 2015, Iran and several world powers signed an agreement called the Iran Nuclear Deal. According to the deal, Iran agreed to reduce uranium enrichment, allow international inspections of nuclear facilities. In return, many international sanctions were lifted. Iran gained access to global trade again. This agreement temporarily reduced tensions. 9. The U.S. withdrawal from the deal, 2018. In 2018, the United States government decided to withdraw from the nuclear agreement. After leaving the deal, The US restored strong economic sanctions against Iran. Iran gradually restarted some nuclear activities. This caused tensions to increase again. 10. Killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, 2020. In January 2020, the United States carried out a drone strike in Iraq that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. He was one of Iran's most powerful military leaders. The United States said he was responsible for planning attacks against American forces. Iran responded by launching missiles at U.S. military bases in Iraq. For a short time, the world feared a major war could start. 11. Regional rivalries. Iran also has conflicts with several countries in the Middle East, especially Israel and some Arab Gulf states. Iran supports groups in the region that oppose Israel and Western influence. Because the United States is a strong ally of Israel and some Gulf countries, this has increased tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Main reasons for the U.S.-Iran conflict. The conflict between the two countries mainly comes from the 1953 coup and long-term mistrust, the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the U.S. Embassy hostage crisis, U.S. support for Iraq during the Iran-Iraq War, economic sanctions against Iran, Iran's nuclear program, regional power struggles in the Middle East, military incidents and political rivalry.